A real treat for me to be here and to share God's Word with you. As was said earlier, I am originally from this area. I was born and raised in Bristol, graduated from Bristol High School in the year of a little bit ago. And it's good to be back home in the area. My wife was born and raised in Hawaii, on the island of Oahu, and all 4'11" of her. You know, that's good and that's bad. For her, it's good because being short, she looks younger than what she really is. Some people have taken her to be 20 years younger than what she is, and they look at me and say, "Yeah, you know what's." But the difficult thing is going shopping with her. I like to push the cart. She puts a purse, and she likes a big purse. She puts it on the seat of the car where the child sits, and we go shopping. She does it to me every time, and I don't know when I'm going to learn. She takes off somewhere and doesn't tell me. I turn around and she's gone. Now her height, I can't see her anywhere. Now here I stand with this cart with a purse. I don't know how many women have approached me and said, "I just love my purse." So at one point, a lady came up to me and she says, "I really like your purse." I said, "Yeah, I'm shopping for shoes to match." It's been fun. If you have your Bibles, turn to the book of James. The very first chapter. James. What we're going to share with you today is something a little different, something that's not talked about often in the church, but I feel like it should be at least once in a while. Help us grow in the Lord. James chapter 1, starting with verse 19. And we're just going to verse 21. My dear brothers, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. For man's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. And we're going to be looking at that one verse 19. Verse 19. Very interesting words. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Other translations start it this way. Understand this. Know this. This you know. You must understand this. Remember this. Quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. The tongue was a serious problem in the early church. The early churches were very informal gatherings. And if you didn't agree with what the speaker was saying, you could just speak out, have your say. Please don't do that to me. But this would cause, as you could imagine, problems in the church. Divisions, issues, many hasty words were said. Caused a lot of problems. Sad to say, we still have this in many churches today, as folks still say hasty things about other people and about the church. And I want to share with you what the Bible says. Quick to listen. Quick to listen. We have 2 ears, one mouth, double the listening of the mouth. And where did God place the tongue? He hid it behind a wall of teeth, inside the mouth. which should tell us something. The ears are right here. So we need to be quick to listen and slow to speak. We need to be very attentive when someone is speaking. Take the time to listen. Do not rush them in order to have what you want to say brought forth. Husbands, listen to your wives. There was only one. I was expecting more. Be a good listener. Listening to your wife. She has something to say. It's important to her, and she wants to share it with you. If you're watching that game on TV, turn it down, mute it. Your wife has something to say. She wants you to listen to her. Something she needs to tell you. We need to be a good listener. You remember years ago, when you were first married or dating, or those of you that are dating, or young marrieds, if your wife had something to say, that was the most important thing for you at that moment. Oh, you got something? Okay, well, let me set this down. What is it, dear? What would you have to do? You know? We want to give her our attention. And we need to still be that way. Wives, listen to your husbands. They want to share with you also. He wants to include you in what he has to say. You too need to mute that TV show. You don't need to watch that series or that soap opera for 15 seconds. And wife, if you're reading a book, put it down. Listen to what your husband has to say. That's something we're working on. My wife has all these electronic gadgets. She's very up to date on these things. I'm not. I'm old school. She'll have it on this thing. She'll set that down and go over. She's going out in the kitchen. She's actually reading a book on something else. Another electronic gadget. I could say to her, hey, honey, the 85-year-old lady next door, she thinks I'm cute. She wants me to come over and spend some time with her. Okay. But like I said, we're working on that, aren't we? We need to listen carefully when our spouse or our children, friends, or others are trying to speak to us. How embarrassing it is when they have just said something to us, and we say, and they ask us a question, and we say, oh, what was that you said? Well, I just told you. Are you going to do what? It's just kind of embarrassing when we're not really listening. And don't interrupt someone until they have finished talking. Proverbs 18:13, the wisdom of Solomon. He who answers before listening, that is folly and his shame. He who answers before listening, that is his folly and his shame. And how many people do that? You want to jump right in there. You're talking about something and you're really getting to the point, and all of a sudden the person you're talking to interrupts you. They think they know how you're going to end up. They think they know what you're going to say, but they don't. And you miss out. It's confusing and frustrating. So we need to listen. Quick to listen. More listening and less talking will keep us out of trouble. Especially if your wife or husband already told you about something and you turn right around and ask them a question that they just told you. Honey, I'm going to the hardware store to pick up some screws. I'll be back. I grab my keys. She turns and, oh, where are you going? Or she might say to me, honey, we need milk and bread. I'm going to run down to the grocery store. I'll be back. She'll grab the keys and I turn around and say, where are you going? I didn't listen. We need to pay attention when we're being talked to. And this brings about slow to speak. Slow to speak. This is an area that causes the most damage to marriages, churches, families. And you could even lose your job over speaking, slow to speak. The tongue can be a very serious problem. It can even kill. Proverbs 10:19. When words are many, sin is not absent. But he who holds his tongue is wise. Talk. And the next thing you know, the same thing you surely say. Sin is not absent. We need to be careful. It can tumble out on us. But he who holds his tongue is wise. It's a tendency to keep on talking in a dispute and saying more than we should. Untruths, gossip, things that are hurtful. When we're not slow to speak, when we just blurt things out, we can get ourselves into sin and into real trouble. Again in Proverbs 17:27, a man of knowledge uses words with restraint. We must bridle the tongue and control it in matters of the heart, with loved ones and family. We must be careful what we say. If our speech is in anger or unkind, how can we be a witness for Jesus? I hate to keep picking on husband and wives, but if there's an argument going on, if there's some unkind things being said, and there's somebody around the corner, a little fellow, a little girl, listening, what has our witness for Jesus? What has happened? We've damaged it. They're hearing our harsh words, and we've damaged our witness for Jesus. Even in workplace, if we're having an argument with somebody, we get involved in some type of conflict, and we want to be a witness for Jesus. Yet our co-workers are hearing, listen to that guy, I thought he was a Christian. We've damaged our witness for Jesus. So we need to be ever so careful in how we present ourselves. This one here is this scripture I'm going to give you really is a serious scripture that needs to be taken to heart because it comes from Jesus. In Matthew 12:36, Jesus said this, "But I tell you that men will have to give account on the day of judgment for every careless word they have spoken." If we've not asked for forgiveness, if we've not had a change in our heart, and we speak these careless words, we are going to be held accountable in the day of judgment for every single careless word that we have said. That's a very serious bank account to have things deposited in. So it's a very serious matter. Again, in our marriages, we need to be careful how we speak to one another. God gives both husband and loves both husband and wife. We are his children. God died for all of us. How do you wish God to deal with you? Harshly or with tender love? If it's tender love, then we need to deal with others the same way. If we deal harshly with others, Jesus is going to deal harshly with us. We need to be ever so careful. Show loving kindness. Proverbs 13:3 says, and I think this one came from Solomon's wife. I think she had a hand in him writing this one. He who guards his lips guards his life, but he who speaks rashly will come to ruin. I can hear her now saying, Solomon, you better watch what you're saying, or you're not going to see sunrise. I can go hear her saying that to him. He who guards his lips guards his life, but he who speaks rashly will come to ruin. Now, all marriages, all relationships, come under attack once in a while. We all have arguments with our spouses, with our children, with relatives. We all do. We're different people. We're made different. We've got different ideas. We do things differently. But the key, I'm going to give you a key to arguing with someone is to argue fair. Fight fair. And what do I mean by that? When you get into an argument, don't say, you're just like your mother. You got personal there. Oh, you're just like, I see your father in you, he's coming out in you, and I don't like your father. You got personal there. You can't do that. You want to stick to the issues. Stick to the thing at hand. Don't get personal. Don't let Satan. We'll get into that when we get to anger. If you keep, Galatians 5:15, if you keep on biting and devouring one another, watch out, or you will be destroyed by one another. And this refers to wild animals tearing each other apart. If you keep biting at one another and devouring at one another, whatever the situation, whoever it is you're with, you're going to tear each other apart eventually. You're going to destroy each other. It's not going to be fixable unless the Lord intervenes. Don't say hurtful things. Don't call names. Don't belittle each other. Oh, what are you doing? You're only 4 foot above you. I'm picking on her because she knows I'm forgetting. She hurts too. Men, here's a key question for you, and you've got to keep this in your mind. It could save your life. When arguing with your wife, you've got to ask yourself this one all-important question. Do I want to be right, or do I want to be happy? You've got to keep that in mind. Let me give you an example. This actually happened to my wife and I last week. This little argument took place. And I had to ask myself, do I want to be right? Or do I want to be happy? We were in a grocery store. It went something like this. Oh, honey, look, they got the crackers on sale. I used to take to work.
Those aren't the ones you used to take to work.
Yes, they are.
Those are not.
I ought to know. I took them every day.
No, they're not the ones you took. The ones you took were bags. They were the ones that you could find in the vending machines.
No, I don't remember the name of the ones I took. I just don't remember the name. But that's not them.
No, they're not.
Oh, the crackers. Now the rest of my day is ruined. See? The problem that happens, now she's walking away. If I insist on me, she's walking away feeling like a loser. I'm the winner. I really feel good about this. I shouldn't. Because now I'm living with a loser and she's feeling like a loser. Who wins? No one. So when it comes to an argument, if it's not worth it, let it go. Crackers? Come on. Another time, we went on a car lot. We were just looking around for cars. We can't go on car lots. We buy. So we stay off. But one day we went on there and there's a car. I thought it was dark green. And she thought it was dark blue. No, it's dark green. It's dark blue. It's green. It's blue. Back and forth. It's the color of a car. But we made an issue out of it. It's not worth it. It's not worth one thinking that they won that argument. The other one lost. Ephesians 4:29 says, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those that listen. Don't say unwholesome things to your children, to your spouse, to your co-workers. Only things that are going to build them. Things that can make them feel better about themselves. Build them up. Say wholesome things to them. Then, those that are listening, happy to overhear you. You've got a pretty good testimony now. How did you let them get away with that? Why did you not respond to that? Well, now you can witness to them. You can share Jesus with them. The more we talk in excess, sin has its opportunity to take over. The more we talk, and again, some people, they just don't know when to pull the plug. They just talk, and sin has opportunity to enter. You end up saying things you don't mean to say. The Bible compares the tongue like the rudder of a ship. I know you've read this in Scripture. You've got a large ship. It's got a large engine inside of it. Everything is just huge. And that small rudder in the back steers that ship. Determines its path, its direction. It can take that ship in the quiet, peaceful waters, safe. Or that rudder can steer that ship to the rocks, to the shoals, and totally destroy it. That one rudder. The tongue is like a rudder. It can make our lives good, happy for the Lord, or it can tear us apart and devour us, and sin can be conceived through that tongue. Last point, we talked about quick to listen, slow to speak. Last point is anger. Slow to anger. Don't answer me on this, but it's just a question to think about. Is anger a sin? We got to think back in the Scriptures. Jesus got angry when he cleansed the temple. He got angry when he dealt with those angry Pharisees and called them names. So no, anger really is not a sin. It's an emotion. It's an emotion that God has given to us. There are certain things we should be angry about. We should be angry about what's happening in our country today. I'm terribly upset with this election, to be honest with you. I'm just walking in circles, banging my head against the wall. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do, to tell you the truth. So the Bible talks about anger. But we need to be careful because this is the one emotion that Satan likes to use. If you're angry about something, Satan, he loves that. He'll help you out here. He'll give you his best foot forward here. He'll help you to be angry all you want. Proverbs 14:17. A quick-tempered man does foolish things, and a crafty man is hated. A quick-tempered man does foolish things. When we get to the point of anger, it crosses the line. It's not the gun. It's not the knife. It's not the sword. It's in here. That's the problem with anger. It causes men to do very bad things when the devil takes over. And a man that's full of hatred and anger will find any means available to do harm. Any means whatsoever. Ecclesiastes 7:9 says, do not be quickly provoked in your spirit, for anger resides in the laps of fools. Again, Ephesians 4:26-27. In your anger, do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold. Something happens today, makes you angry, you're really upset. Don't go to bed tonight with that anger in you. Satan is right there at the foot of your bed, and as you lay there and you're trying to go to sleep, he's going to feed all kinds of junk into your mind, make you more angry. When you wake up in the morning, he is still right there, making you more angry and more angry. Don't let the sun go down upon your wrath, upon your anger. Resolve it. Get rid of it. Pray to the Lord. Help me, Jesus, to get over this. If you need to call somebody, talk to somebody, do not let it harbor. Do not give the devil a foothold. Human nature is charged with selfishness and pride, which will show up in anger. But who do they think they are to do that to me? I'll get even with them. Here comes that pride. Or who do they think they are? I'm going to get my share. They're not going to take all that from me. It's the selfishness that comes. We need to be careful. When you are angry, things fly out of your mouth that was not intended. Again, quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. We must be committed to righteous living and can be changed by faith in Jesus Christ, who can replace our anger with meekness and patience. Proverbs 16:32, better a patient man. Better to be a patient man, a patient person, than a warrior, than a soldier who can take a city. It's that important. It's better that you are patient. You're looked upon. It's better than a soldier who can take a city. It's that important that we control our anger. We close with this today. If there's anyone that is here that's got an anger problem, is there one here that's got something against a friend, a family member, a husband, a wife, a child, an associate? If there's anyone here that God has spoken to through His Word, do not hesitate to get it right. Once you go out the doors, once you go home, it's so easy for the devil to get that foothold and tell you, oh, don't worry, you're all right. Don't listen. Get it right now. Psalm 51, 9 and 10, our last verse. Hide your face from my sins and blot out all my iniquity. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. And Jesus can do that. He can change the heart. He can change your spirit. As we pray, as we read His Word, and folks, dear friends, I love you dearly in the Lord, but we've got to get back into our Bibles. We've got to get back to what God is saying to us through the Scripture. How else will we know what the boss is trying to tell us unless we read His letters? Unless we read His emails. The things He sends us through His Word. How are we going to know? How are our hearts going to change if we don't know how to do it? And there's only one way, through the Word. We need to study the Word. We need to let God speak to us through the Word. And pray. In prayer, we are edifying Him. We are lifting Him up. We are glorifying Him. We're drawing close to the throne. This is what He wants. But the only way we're going to change, the only way that we're going to be what we need to be, is through the Word. Through prayer. We can't let that go. We can't let it go. We've got a closing song coming up. If anyone before prayer here would like to come forward and pray, would like to come forward and talk, take that freedom. Take that freedom. The Holy Spirit is a wonderful, wonderful person. And He'll help you. Let's pray. Precious